So this is a quick lesson on how to run the Thank You retrospective. And if you want these instructions, you can actually download them from the resources and template space in this community. So this is all about showing gratitude. So for some, this might be like, oh, this is a bit awkward, a bit fluffy, but it does work really well. Not something you do every single sprint or regularly, but something you should do at least once a project. So what is it? So it's really important to say thank you, but it's just not done enough. It might just be, obviously, when you're talking to people, say thank you and things like that, but actually spending some time to really think about what you're thanking them for and recognizing something that a fellow teammate has done for you. And it can be so important, really impactful for your team morale. And within or as your retrospective, there's a simple activity you can do. And each team member has to write 3 things on a thank you certificate. So from Ben to Paul for whatever the reason is. It can just be a few words. Thank you, Paul, for staying with me when I had to work late that night. That made all the difference. I was totally fed up and I really appreciate it. It can be something simple like that. It can be absolutely anything. And there's rules for the retrospective, as always. And typically, 15 minutes, you want to have each team member to complete 3 certificates. So not just doing it for one person, because if you're spending the time to do this, you might as well make the most of it. So write 3 for 3 of your team members. And in 4, the team member needs to put something that's helped him or her, like my example before, to do a better job. The idea is to avoid comments though, like he's a good team player or she's a good team member, just easy stuff that like, yeah, thanks. Doesn't really mean anything. So that's why you set the time for 15 minutes, give people time to really think about something that will mean something for the person receiving it. And ideally, obviously you might work remotely, each certificate should be delivered in person. Now, if it is online, then it could just be you're sending them the digital certificate on Teams or an email, whatever it might be. It doesn't matter as long as it comes from you. Or actually, sometimes you can actually just, when they're not even at their desk, just put it there. So it's a bit of a surprise later in the day. Within these 15 minutes, it's just about writing these messages. And as a team member, you can create more than 3 if you want. It's not limited, but the point is don't just write 1 and walk away because you're not getting invested, not really thinking enough about it. And time box the writing of the certificates because you don't want people to start sitting there going, oh, still going now. Gosh, it's getting a bit awkward, run out of things to say. So keep it short. 15 minutes might be too long, might be 5 minutes, might be 10 minutes. It's up to you to work out. And once everyone is finished, each person can read out their thank you certificate to the recipient and then pass it to them if they're all together. So this is the other option. If you're not all doing this together, you can, like in a room, you can just share them around and people read them out, which actually is personally, I think, the most powerful way of doing it because you're in the room, people read them out. Oh, thank you, that's so nice, that's great. I didn't realize that was important for you, etc., etc. Or you can deliver them separately. It's and sometimes that works better when you're all working remotely. Write them all down and then they get posted afterwards. So it's up to you, whatever works best. So very simple retrospective idea, but it does have a really big impact. Everyone loves to hear something nice said about them, especially when someone's actually put a bit of thought into it. And other team members will be surprised when one full team of people potentially come over to their desks with loads of thank you cards. It's really, really nice. And there's a little simple template. Something like that. It really doesn't matter. It could be on a little post-it. It's all about the message that counts. That makes the real difference. That's it. Quick one, simple, but really, really helpful for building up that morale within the team and relationships and things like that. All right. Thank you.